Good morning, traders. So, what we're doing with the DAX today? Um, Yesterday was a tough day to trade on the DAX. It was so up and down. Really only got moving once the US opened, and it seems to be a theme that's been following through on the European markets at the moment. So, we tend to range in the mornings and then pick a direction in the afternoons. But anyway, um, nothing really to read into this at this stage. What we do have here is a pretty well-defined channel. Okay, so we are in a bit of a bull channel here, and if we take it from the bottom tail there and we move up, you could argue that it's a wedge forming as well, but I'm just looking at the most touches, and there to me is the most touches. So that's kind of it's a channel to me at the moment anyway. So on the daily, you can see momentum is picking up, although we are still in a downtrend. Until it crosses over the zero here, we are in a downtrend. And so we had one move down, one move up, one move down. We're busy with the second move up. So I'd kind of expect us to pull back sometime, because V reversals are rare, and at this stage, this is a V reversal. So I would expect a little bit of a pullback, but you never know. It is just struggling. I think that's the point I'm trying to make. It's a struggled move to the upside. Okay, so in saying that, let's just get some levels in. That's the first level. Then we have the 200 moving average here on the 4 hour, which is also the previous swing lows. Okay, so that kind of the area that I need to watch out for. Right, if you look at the 4 hour as well, we are in overbought territory. You're very much in overbought territory at the moment. So, yeah, probably another tough day of trading. Okay, so let's just look at the 30-minute. That's going to give us the indication. So right now, trend is up. Okay, we are above the alligator, so the trend is up. So we're only looking for long. Yesterday, you can see all this barbed wire, all these tails all over the place. Lots of indecision in the morning. Only really in the afternoon did it pick up. But we do have this rejection bar off the level, and we've got two other rejection bars here off the same level. So yeah, I'm kind of reluctant to get long where we are now. I'd rather prefer a decent pullback and consolidation before actually looking at this thing, because it's all over the place at the moment. Although we are moving up, I mean, if you look at a Tuesday, we rallied hard and we pulled back even harder and then rallied again. So very much a nothing day. And then yesterday we've got all this nonsense here, and then a bit of a rally with some rejection bars off the top. So I'm kind of not really very confident on this one. So yeah, I think for me today on the DAX, I'm going to leave this thing alone. There's a much better setup on the Dow Jones. So the Dow does have some magnets to the top, some targets to the top. So I would suspect that we're going to move to the upside. So that may drag the DAX up as well. But to be honest, I'm not 100% convinced that we're going to move much higher than this at the moment. Okay, everything is pointing to the fact that we are a little bit tired. And so I just want to pick up. Okay, we're far away from any weekly trend lines. But yeah, so from a weekly perspective, the trend is down at the moment. See the alligator pointing to the downside. So we do have an inside bar with confirmation here. But as I say, I always want to see a second attempt at the lower levels before committing to a long-term view on something. Okay. So at this stage, I've only had a single attempt at this low, and this is a significant low as well. So if we just get back the weekly and put this level in, you can see how all these tails are interfacing with, or interacting, sorry, not interfacing. They're all interacting with this level. So I really would expect us to form another test of it. Okay, although we do have a micro double bottom here with these 2 weeks on the same level, but yeah, I'm not entirely convinced. So we had that day and that day. So you could argue that that was the double bottom, but I'd like to see another swing low, even if it is a higher low or a double bottom, something like that on the daily, which would give me some confirmation that we are moving to the upside. And let me give you an example. So here was a swing low. There was a second attempt at this level. Okay, if I drag it down to the bottom there, you can see there it is there. Okay, first attempt at this level, second attempt at this level, failed, and then it accelerated up. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for out of this. I really would expect it to move back to the downside a little bit and then allow us to get back in on this. So yeah, so for today, I think I'm not actually going to touch the DAX. The Dow Jones is a much better opportunity here for you to take. Okay, so if you are long on this, and if you've been long since this retest of the 200 here on the 30-minute, you know, there's no reason to get out. But you know, I would have a pretty tight stop at the moment. I'd even be dragging my stop up to this level here. So let's just get these levels. That's the first one. And that's the next one. Okay, so we did rally. We are consolidating, and these pin bars do concern me. Okay, so what we may find is that we just go sideways, and while we're going sideways, all the oscillators start falling off the bottom, indicating that that we're out of overbought territory, we're down into oversold territory, and that would maybe convince me that it would be worthwhile to take a stab at it. I just want to see what kind of stop loss. It's an 80-point stop loss because you'd need your stop below these swing lows here. Okay, so yeah, so I'm kind of in two minds. I think you can hear that. So we are in an uptrend at the moment over the last 2 days, but I'm not entirely convinced that it's going to continue. That's what it boils down to. So yeah, this is a case of keep your stops really tight. If you are long, no reason to get out. This is a warning bell. So to me, your stop would be below this pin bar. Because if we do break below this pin bar, then you're looking for a move to the downside. Okay. There's nothing else that I can really do here, except what we can do is sort of take it from there. And then put the other one, probably going to take it from there. Okay, and there is another one here, like that. That's a better one. Okay, so we do have this wedge, and we do have a break of the wedge to the upside with rejection bar. So it's overthrows of the wedge. Very, very possible that this swings back down. And that to me would be a much better entry for a long, and that would be a swing trade long for on the longer term. On the longer time frames. Okay, so I just want to switch across to the ichimoku quickly because that typically gives us a much better feel for what's going on. Okay, so if let's just start with the daily on this. Okay, so you can see already how just get rid of some of these lines here. Right. So you can see how the Kijin's in the red line, how price is interacting with that at the moment on the daily. Okay, so I would expect a bounce off this level to the downside. That's just the way that I've seen this play out most of the time. We do have Dickinson pointing to the upside. So in other words, this is flat and this is pointing to the upside, and you can see the cloud flat and the bottom is starting to point to the upside. So this is starting to indicate that we have a potential for a change in direction. But I would expect a pullback and pretty much even back down to this level here of 121, let's call it 12130. That would be a great area to get back in long and then move to the upside. So if we just extend this to the 4 hour, you can see we are flirting with the top of the cloud on the 4 hour, and everything else is pointing to a bullish reversal. So we had a crossover here, we've had a crossover the cloud, and our Chiku span has broken through price as well. So from an ichimoku perspective, everything is lining up for a long, but I would expect a bounce off this cloud as well. Okay, I'd expect some kind of a bounce, and even if it is just to pick up this trend line. So in other words, bounce back to this trend line and then break through. Okay, so yeah, so I think get back to Paul Williams. So yeah, so trend is up at the moment, but I'm just a little bit cautious at the level where we are now. I'm looking for a pullback, so I want to get in on this, but I want to get in on it on a pullback. So we need to find a pullback, and that's kind of my take on it. Okay, if it does change, I'll notify you in the comments of the video. But for me right now, this consolidation is the key to everything. If we break through to the upside, yeah, I may consider trading it with the trend, but keeping very tight stop, because I am expecting some kind of a pullback shortly. If it's not today, possibly to be tomorrow, okay, or even Monday. But that pullback is the one I'm waiting for, because as soon as that happens, it's going to be an opportunity to get long. Okay, so that's my take on this. Totally confused, not 100% sure where we're going, so I know it doesn't help you much today. But yeah, watch these two levels. Okay, so watch so it's 12,225 and 12,210. Okay, those are two levels to watch. If we break to the downside, I wouldn't say short. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying if you want a short, that's going to be a scalp, but I'd wait for price to hit a level, and the levels you're going to pick up on these tails on the left here, and there's so many of them. Okay, I'm not going to draw them in. So you need to watch to see if you've got some kind of bullish price action on a 15 or 12-minute chart on these tails here. Now, if you look to the left, look at all these tails. If you get any price action, sort of bullish price action, then you're in. But if it's this kind of nonsense that we had yesterday at the open, I mean, you can't trade that. You know what I mean? It's just all over the place. Okay. So, yeah, that's kind of my take on this at the moment. I'm expecting a little bit more of the same. So more of this choppy sideways action, and then possibly a breakout this afternoon following the US markets. But yeah, it's not a swing trade setup for me. I'd prefer this to be a lot lower. Anyway, guys, so keep your stops tight on this one. And if you are long, no need to panic, but just keep your stops, move your stops up. Because if it does pull back, you'd rather take a profit and get in at a lower point. Okay, so that's my view on the DAX today. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch up with you guys later. Cheers for now.